Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to more Pokemon Crystal and Nuzlocke. In the last episode, we defeated Janine and got our 5th badge here in the Kanto region, and got our 13th overall. In this episode, we're going to make our way up to Saffron City by taking the route that goes from Fuschia to Lavender Town, and get ourselves ready for the next gym battle, which I am totally dreading. So yeah, let's just make our way over there. I'm going to use the bike just to speed this up a bit, because this route is really long, and I want to get through here as fast as possible. So let's just take on this guy here and see what Pokemon he has. He says he has to phone his mom to get her, like, permission to battle or something. But anyway, this guy here is Schoolboy Kip. And Schoolboy Kip is going to send out a Voltorb that is on level 27. So yeah, I don't really like this route that much because it's, you know, it tends to be quite long and boring and there's so many trainers to battle. I guess that's why it's good for experience and stuff. But it is a pretty annoying route otherwise. I don't like it very much because I don't really like recording too many long episodes. Even though at the start of the series I did record loads of long episodes. That's because I asked you guys if you wanted to see longer episodes, and the majority said yes. So I mean, yeah, that's why the episodes were longer for a while, up until I think it was the Team Rocket. After I finished the radio tower, I stopped recording long episodes, or after the it was after the radio tower. So that's why. Well, usually the max I like to go to is probably like 20 minutes. I usually consider a long episode to be anything more than 25, I guess. But anyway, we're just going to take on this guy and all this Pokemon and move on. So, what can I talk about? Oh yeah, tomorrow, for those of you who've only subscribed to me today or in the past week, you may not have seen it because I've actually deleted the announcement today, I think it was, on Saturday. So I'm going to be streaming some Pokemon Fire Red or randomizer, or total randomizer, which means there's going to be randomized trainers and randomized everything. Random Pokemon, random trainers and stuff. It's going to be a Nuzlocke as well, so it's going to be a lot of fun. Can't really do a randomizer unless it's a Nuzlocke, because otherwise I think it would be way too easy. So yeah, we're going to be doing that tomorrow from 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. GMT, which is 12 p.m. to 2 p.m. EST. And I'm not really sure about any other time zones. I only really learned off EST because I was streaming for the Elite Four Charity Water, and that was going by EST. So here we have Tommy, and he has a Xatu, which is actually a pretty good Pokemon. But yeah, so feel free to join in, or come and watch. I mean, if you want to, it'd be great to see you there. I should be joined by my friend Pokesims, etc. But it's pretty much kind of like unconfirmed, and like if he wakes up, which he should be, it's like 5 o'clock, so he should be like woken up by that time. But he could be coming over to my house, or I could be calling him on Skype and seeing what's going on. So I'll have to see about that. But I'll probably I'll be setting up a new live event tomorrow, because just so everybody can see that it's going to be on, because I did make it on Tuesday, and I think only a few people saw it. So if I make a new one tomorrow, like loads of people, a lot of my subscribers will see it, and everybody will be able to come. Well, I don't expect to have like 1,200 people watching at one time. That'd be kind of weird. It would be pretty cool, but it'd be weird. So yeah, we'll see tomorrow. I guess we'll hopefully have a lot of fun with it. And should I lose during the randomizer Nuzlocke, if I lose like my Pokemon or whatever, I will probably be starting again over and over. So I mean, it'll be a lot of fun. Hopefully you guys will enjoy it. I'm sure I will enjoy it, because I did do the I was meant to do Pokemon Online for the Elite Four Charity Water on Friday, which was my shift on that Friday, well, last Friday, but instead wow, something got caught there, but instead I had to do Pokemon Emerald randomizer Nuzlocke, because my internet was actually really bad that Friday. For some reason, it just kept screwing up, so I'm hoping it doesn't happen tomorrow. It just, like, it was going fine the whole week, but then, of course, when it got to my shift, knowing my luck, and going by my luck, it would screw up. But anyway, that was a weird sprite. I forgot the trainer sprite even existed. Anyway, did he say Jim is his favorite? Jim used to be my favorite when I was in school, because I like sports. But this guy's Schoolboy Billy, very kind of common name, I guess, Billy the Kid. Anyway, talking a load of nonsense like usual. Don't know why I backed out of there. I'm trying to get through this route as fast as possible, so I shouldn't be delaying and taking time to pick moves. So tomorrow's episode, there will be still an episode of Crystal tomorrow. I'll probably record that in the morning time before I do the randomizer stream thingy, and then I'll have it upload probably a few hours after. Usually I try to get my videos up by 10:30 p.m. my time, which by EST is like 5:30 p.m. So whenever people are home from school and they're finished doing their homework or whatever, they have time to like watch one of my videos or something like that. I don't know, but I try to get like a good time to upload. I mean, I don't mind uploading by 10:30. It's pretty much a good time for me to upload it anyway, because a lot of people get to see it at that time. So, except for probably some of my European viewers who may have school the next day and have to go to bed kind of early, but it's fine. I guess they can just watch it like the next day. So anyway, Ditto, someone actually pointed out in the last episode that Ditto is a failed clone of Mew, or there's a theory about it, and I've heard that theory. It makes sense in a way. I should say it makes sense in a sense, but in a way it makes sense because both of their shinies are the same color, and if you half Mew's stats, I believe you get something like Ditto's. So it's pretty cool that there's that it could be like that. It's a very interesting theory, as is the theory that Cubone's mother is actually a Kangaskhan, which would be also pretty cool. But again, that's just Pokemon theories. There's a lot of those around the internet, so there's no real like guarantee of what is fact and what is fiction. But mainly these are theories, so they're probably like fictitious. Like such as we just battled a Clefairy there, that apparently Gengar is like an evil version of Clefable, or is a dead Clefable, and that's why it has like the same sort of design as Clefable with the same sort of like back spikes or something like that. Can't really remember what they look like off the top of my head, but that is usually what is considered like a theory. Well, not considered, it is a theory in the Pokemon part of let's say YouTube, but it is on YouTube too, but the Pokemon part of the internet, which there's actually a lot of Pokemon parts to the internet. Yeah. Don't know where I was going to finish up there, but I guess that is probably where I could finish it. So anyway, what else is there to talk about? Tomorrow's gym battle is going to be annoying, I can tell already, because I really do not like Sabrina at all. When I got to the Kanto region, Sabrina was the only gym leader I was really worried about until I faced Misty, which Misty actually wasn't all that bad. It was just that she continued to annoy me with her Starmie, so I got a little bit put off by that, and she kept using Recover, which just stalled me out, which was annoying. Anyway, I'm going to go out into, I don't really have anything for this thing. I'll go with, I didn't mean to go to Chomp. That is horrible. Why did I do, I meant to go out into Nidoqueen, not Chomp, but it's only level 33, so I'm pretty sure an Ice Punch will kill. So I'll just go for that anyway. I guess it didn't matter, I do have Ice Punch, but again, I didn't mean to go out to this thing. I meant to go out into my Nidoqueen. And Ice Punch is going to kill, so, I mean, it didn't matter that I went out to it, but it could have been risky if I was a lower level. Luckily, I'm on 51, so I'm pretty decent there for a level. But Sabrina, I was really worried about Sabrina, because I didn't do too well against Will. Well, I did okay, I guess, but I could have done a lot worse against Will in the Elite Four. Luckily, that went decently for me. I didn't lose any Pokemon in there, so I really have a hard time dealing with Psychic types with this team, because I don't really have anything that can take like a special hit. What else? I was also worried about, there's another gym leader I'm worried about. I'm worried about Blue, who will face last, because, well, that's a spoiler, I guess, sorry. But we'll face him last. I'm worried about him, because he doesn't have a set type. He has like a mixture of various Pokemon. So, I mean, there's no way I can go in there with a complete, well, I could go in there with strategy. I've gone into near every gym leader and, like, Elite Four member with strategy, because that's how I've pretty much won all of these battles. It's true. Sorry, it's through strategy that I've actually kind of done well, because I mean, the scenario where I used Gligar against Bruno was all strategy. What I did was just keep using Screech and Slash with Gligar. It was pretty much good, so I mean, that strategy worked. I've kind of went through other ones with strategy. I went through Whitney with the strategy too, for those who've never actually seen it, unless you've gone back and watched all of the series, in which case then I have a lot of praise for you, because I started the series a long time, well, about a month and a half ago, and yeah, it's been a lot of fun. But Whitney, I sort of played a kind of strange not a strange tactic, it was a pretty tactical way I went about it. I poisoned her milk tank, I think. Yeah, I poisoned the milk tank, and I went out into my, I think it was a Geodude at the time, to take rollouts, and luckily it didn't take me out of the rollout. I'm pretty sure I was down to like pretty low HP with the Geodude after so many rollouts, but yeah, it went pretty well. By the end of it, I managed to defeat Whitney and come out unscathed with no Pokemon lost. Which actually brings me to something that someone asked in the last episode: how many Pokemon have I lost? I have lost a Ghastly, a Weepinbell, a Noctowl, and an Electrode, and that is pretty much it, I believe, so far. So I mean, 4 losses with 13 gym badges is actually pretty decent, I guess. Could be a lot worse. I mean, I know people can struggle with Nuzlocke, but again, if you tackle it a little bit tactically, you should do okay. Anyway, this guy is like the 3 Kanto starters, which he obviously got off the black market from Professor Oak, because Professor Oak tells us at the start that he only has 3 starters, and that's, well, not in this game, but in Red, Blue, and Yellow, and on Fire Red and Leaf Green. He says he only has 3 starters, and you can only choose 1, yet there's more of them running around, and he's just doing deals on the black market by selling off the starters to people. And Squirtle's sprite is like seriously strange in this game. I'm running out of Dragon Breaths. I'm pretty sure I have Ethers in my bag, so I mean, I'm okay to use those. And there we go. So Squirtle defeated. And yeah, I really need to level up Glader a bit because I would like to get a Dragonite. Don't think I'll have a Dragonite by the time I get to the next gym, though. That's fine because I'm not too fussed about having it by then. I would like to obviously have it for the supposed final battle of the game, which will it'll definitely be handy to have one there, but we'll have to see. Is there anything over here? Nope. I could go down there, but I didn't bring Cut. I should have remembered to bring Cut, but I forgot. So, you know, I make mistakes a lot. Sorry. If you just subscribe today, then I make a lot of mistakes that are really stupid. Anyway, Sandslash here. I'll probably switch out into my Feraligatr after I take this thing out, because this guy's a hiker, so he's gonna have like loads of ground types and rock types. Probably a fighting type in there too. Usually they carry a Machop or 2, but it's just quicker to go out to a Pokemon that can like one-shot them straight away. So he's going out into Graveler. We'll just go out into Chomp. Probably should have set the battle scenes to off, because it would have been quicker getting through this route otherwise. This route is like, well, these routes, it's a connection of routes, but they're rather long and there's so many battles, it would have been quick to just turn the battle scene off and go through it, but I don't really mind too much. We're sitting at a pretty decent time. I will hopefully be finished it by about 20 minutes or so, well, not in 20 minutes, but by 20 minutes or 22 minutes on the video. That'd be pretty good. Anyway, we'll just keep battling and make sure that we win. So far, we've done pretty well in this route, pretty much unscathed in most battles. Probably taken a little bit of damage, but not anything too noticeable, because Dragonair was pretty much one-shotting everything on the route, so it's not bad at all. Anyway, we'll take that out with a Surf, and we can move on to its final Pokemon, which is going to be a... What do we have next? We have a Golem. Golem's a very cool Pokemon. I like Golem. I'm using a Golem right now in this series, but Golem is a decent Pokemon. It's really slow, but it can still pack a punch, and can take physical hits rather well, so not a bad Pokemon at all is Golem. And it's good if you want to use, like, competitively. Golem can actually catch a lot of Pokemon off guard, because if you have, like, well, if it has Sturdy, but if you make sure you put against a Pokemon that can, like, kill it with one hit, so long as they're not, like, a Steel type or anything, you could use Explosion and really, like, just destroy them right off. So, I mean, I've never used the strategy, I just thought of it right there, because Sturdy always leaves you at 1 HP, so you're guaranteed to live a hit. And you could just go for Explosion and blow up all over them, and then they die, and you take out a Pokemon, because usually Explosion gets killed. Actually, if you went for normal gem boosted Golem with Explosion, or Explosion with normal gem, I guess you'd be pretty much guaranteed to take out a Pokemon with a one hit, because Explosion is like 200 base power, or did it go down to 150? I can't remember. Anyway, this guy's a Slowking. I really like Slowking, but I'm gonna have to stay in and defeat it with my Dragonair. And this is actually our first sighting of Slowking, and every time I look at Slowking, I always remember the Slowking from Pokemon the movie 2000 with Lugia, and that Slowking could talk, which is pretty cool. And yeah, the new movie should be out soon. I think it's out at the end of the month, is it? Or is it out in July? Now, I don't remember when it's out, but the new Genesect movie, Genesect, Extreme Speed Genesect and the Awakening of Mewtwo, That looks pretty cool. I've never really watched the movies in like Japanese because I don't understand Japanese. Only way I could understand it if there were subtitles. But I'm considering watching that movie when it comes out. Actually, there's no real way for me to do it unless it crops up online somewhere. But that's sort of like illegal, so I don't know how many people are going to do that. Even though there is places to watch movies online and people upload TV shows online, which is pretty sure that like it goes against like copyright or whatever. So yeah, that's pretty much it, I guess. And yeah, so I've considered watching that movie. I'll have to see. I may just read about it on like when it comes to like Pokemon anime stuff, which I don't really watch that often. I don't really watch it that much, but whenever a new episode comes out, I usually go on Cerebi.net and look at like the pictures and read the summary or whatever, and about the episode, just because it saves me the time having to watch it. Anyway, this person has a Pikachu on level 23, which means we're getting to like pretty low leveled Pokemon, even though we just battled like pretty low level Pokemon there a second ago. So I can switch out into something else to battle these things. I'll probably just go with, if he has another Pikachu, I'm just going to go to Golem. I'm pretty sure this guy has a whole team of Pikachus and a Raichu maybe. So yeah, I'm just going to go to Golem. Actually, I'm going to go to Nidoqueen, because Nidoqueen's on level 49 and needs to get up to level 50. So I can just use Earthquake and destroy all these Pikachus that are on level 23. I mean, come on. I know you have a full team of 6, which is kind of rare to see in Pokemon games, apart from Pokemon breeders and probably rivals and gym train. Actually, no, gym leaders rarely have 6 Pokemon unless you like a rematch, but yeah, it's kind of rare to see that. So I don't wow, that keeps happening. The cough I have is gone finally, but I still get like a little something like lodged in my throat or whatever. Stupid. But I know in Generation 3, Pokemon breeders in the game always had 6 Pokemon. I believe that went into Generation 4 as well with Pokemon breeders. Actually, I'm trying to think. There was one Pokemon breeder I used to love battling on Generation 4. It's the one with Happiny by Lavender Town that gave you like a bucket load of experience. It was the best place to level up your Pokemon because you get like, I think it was over 1,000 experience every time you beat that. I think it's like 1,500. And she also had an Elect Kit that gave you like 600 experience. So I mean, it was always a good trainer to battle against, or maybe as you leveled up, because you know, whenever you're a higher level, you don't get as much experience. But I think it maybe the Elect Kit gave you like maybe 3 to 600 experience, I think, off the top of my head. I'm trying to remember, but yeah, it's cool Pokemon. It's a cool trainer to battle against if you want to do a lot of level grinding on Pokemon Platinum. I believe she's in, because and she's in Diamond Pearl, I think, as well, but she doesn't have a Elect Kit in that. I think she has something else, but I don't really remember. But the Happiny is what you want to battle, because it gives you a lot of experience, and it's really easy to kill. Just use like physical attacking moves, and you'll get rid of it in no time. Very easy grinding spot. There's also another grinding spot in Platinum I used to do, and that was outside of, trying to remember, Sunny Shore City. There was a trainer with like a Gastrodon and a Machoke and a Noctowl, I think, and he was a very good trainer to battle against too, because he gave you a ton of experience as well. And yeah, it's just, I mean, I just grinded a lot, I guess. I mean, I used to level grind, well, up until about Generation 3, and I think actually on my first playthrough of Ruby, I only used my starter, basically. I don't know, because I was trying to like get through the game as quick as possible. I didn't really consider training up a Pokemon. I had some HM slaves, but it was mainly like a solo run. And I just started to train up other Pokemon. Then after I completed Generation 3, I was like, well, you know, this would be a lot easier if I had other Pokemon to use instead of using Swampert all the time. Because I remember distinctly starting with Mudkip, because I liked Mudkip. And yes, before anyone says, I heard you like Mudkips, I like Mudkip. I battled like a lot of, I used to just, what am I talking? I trained up one Pokemon basically for the entire game. I hate when this happens, when they survive for like 1 HP. That Dragon Breath should have killed, but whatever. But I trained up like Swampert the whole time. Didn't really train up anything else. And it wasn't until like after, I think, I was probably playing like my 5th playthrough of it, I didn't actually see Grovyle's evolution. The only time I'd seen Grovyle is whenever I battled May, whenever I had Marshtomp at Slateport, or just above Slateport on the way to Mauville. I used to, when you battle her, she has a Grovyle, and that Grovyle used to like annoy me so much. But until like my 5th playthrough of the game, where I actually started with Trico, I didn't actually know what Sceptile looked like. I hadn't actually seen Sceptile. So I remember I was playing the game, and I was like struggling against Flannery, because I didn't really have anything to counter her. I just trained up like my Grobot to level 36 to see what it evolved into. And I was really happy with the design for Sceptile. I actually like all the Generation 3 final forms. Probably, honestly, Blaziken's probably my least favorite because I really like Swampert and Sceptile. But Sceptile is actually a pretty good Pokemon. It can be both physical and special. But I think it's mainly meant to be used for special, which is fine because, you know, it's Pokemon can be used for different stuff. I mean, you can see some Pokemon that are meant to be used for special be used for special attacks on Pokemon Showdown or Wi-Fi battles. I mean, I've seen, despite Sharpedo having, like, very good attack stats, I've seen people use a special variant of it, which is actually pretty cool because you can catch people off guard and stuff. And there's no reason why you shouldn't do that. But one that really surprised me is Archeops. So I don't know Archeops' base stats off the top of my head or anything, but I know that I've seen someone use a special variant of it. I was quite surprised because I was like, this thing has like amazing physical attack, but someone is using a special variant, which is sort of strange because, you know, you don't really expect to see when a Pokemon has like a very high attack stat, you don't expect to see a special variant of it. Like Gyarados, for example. Gyarados has an insane amount of physical attack, but it pretty much I wouldn't use it as a special type Pokemon ever, because it's not a special Pokemon. It has high physical attack. Up until Generation 3, you didn't really have a choice of what kind of Gyarados you wanted to use. Well, you did, but, I mean, there wasn't many physical attacking moves it could learn until the Generation Split, or the special physical split that was introduced in Generation 4. Usually, Gyarados would have, like, Waterfall, Surf, probably Hyper Beam, and something else. Hyper Beam would probably be, like, its only physical attacking move, unless you made it your, like, goal to have some physical attacks on it, because I know you could do that. I mean, there's no way that you had to use a special Gyarados up until Generation 4, because really, unless you, well, I didn't really know the difference between special and physical. Like, I didn't know what types were special and physical for a while, until about halfway through Generation 3, when I realized certain attacks were doing more, or when I realized that certain moves were doing less despite them being, like, super effective or something, and I used something else and it would take it out. But yeah, it's strange. The Generation Split was, I call it the Generation Split because it was from a generation, but it's actually the physical special split. Was probably one of the best mechanics I think they've introduced into the game, just because of how much it changed the game and how much better it made it. Having moves like Thunder Punch, Ice Punch, and Fire Punch were all special moves up until Generation 4. And in that case, Alakazam was like one of the biggest powerhouses in Generation 3 because of that. It could use the elemental punches, and it had very, very good coverage. Not to mention Alakazam already has like freaking amazing stats, but because it had the coverage with Thunder Punch, Ice Punch, Fire Punch, it was really a powerhouse in Generation 3. Anyway, we're facing this guy with a Magikarp. That's fantastic, because, you know, that's definitely the toughest Pokemon ever to catch, which is why someone in the comments in the last episode said they use a Master Ball on it. And that was actually a pretty cool response I got yesterday. A lot of people were saying that they wasted their Master Ball and stuff, so I didn't feel as stupid as I normally feel when it comes to wasting my Master Ball on a Sea King. Anyway, I'm just gonna go to Heracross and try and kill these things as quick as possible, because Heracross is my best physical attacker. And this episode is nearing 25 minutes, but I'm pretty sure we're near the end of this route anyway, so that's good. Wasn't that long, well, it was pretty long, but it's shorter than I expected, I guess. I thought we'd be doing it a lot longer, but, well, I did say we'd finish around 22 minutes. I'm just the biggest contradiction to myself ever. I contradict myself all the time, and I say but a lot. I think I've mentioned that in like every episode so far. Not every episode, but most episodes where I know I've gotten like new subscribers over time, that I say but a lot. I say but quite a bit too. It's like that episode of How I Met Your Mother, whenever they have like the drinking game. Every time that Robin says but when she's interviewing someone on the TV, they take a drink. So anytime I say but or so or anyway, you should take a drink, because I say those like 4 words. Well, but is 2 words, so I say those 5 words quite a lot. Yeah, so there's so drink, but there's another drink. I should stop, because I'm just gonna you're all gonna die of like, your bladder is gonna fill up, and you'll want to watch the end of the episode. I hope for the rest of the episode, and you'll have to go to the bathroom, and yeah, I don't want your bladder to burst, and you have to go to the hospital and get something removed, or your appendix will burst from. Is that how? No, that's not how appendix bursts. Yeah, your bladder will like burst, and you'll have to go to the hospital, and yeah, I'll stop. So don't do that drinking game. That is a hazard to your health. I would not recommend doing this drinking game, just because you have a very high chance of probably going to the hospital after it. Not from like, if you're doing it with alcohol, not from alcohol poisoning, which you probably get anyway from drinking too much from all the stuff I do. So what you should probably do is instead make like a stew bingo game, which would probably be less hazardous to your health, unless you get into a fight just because you didn't have a certain word on your card, if that's how bingo works. I don't know. I don't know what I'm talking about. I just want to get off this route as quick as I can. So bike up, and great, another trainer, but it's the last trainer, so we'll take him on. And then, do I remember him? Did he ask if I remember him? I don't remember even like speaking to him ever, but this is Kyle, and Kyle has a Sea King, and I'm just gonna go out to Heracross again and just take these things out quickly. So let's just do that. I can't even attack him with my Dragonair because I don't have Dragon Breath. I don't even think I have Extreme Speeds left either. So yeah, let's just go out into Dim, the Heracross nicknamed after Leroy's Heracross. For anyone who is newly subscribed and is wondering why I have the same nickname, it's for that reason, because Leroy's Heracross in Heart Gold Soul Silver was known as Dim. And we should take that out with 1 strength. It is like 23 levels lower than us, so it's pretty easy. Next up, he is going to have a Poliwhirl. Again, I'm just going to stay with Heracross, just use strength, take everything out. And I'm sorry about this like half-hour long episode. Not sure if everybody's going to stay from start to finish, but this route takes a long time, and I really just wanted to get it all done in one episode, because I didn't want to have to break it up. I really want to take on Sabrina next, despite how afraid I am about it. Yeah, I'm pretty afraid for the next episode, honestly, and hopefully we'll do pretty okay and not lose anything, because Sabrina's gym is definitely the most worrying and threatening gym in Kanto, even in Generation 1, and especially in, well, yeah, especially in Generation 1, obviously, because it's a hard gym to prepare for, with Alakazam in there being the powerhouse that it is. Anyway, we defeated him, and that is pretty much gonna wrap it up here. So, in the next episode of Pokemon Crystal and Nuzlocke, we're going to be heading to Saffron City, and we are going to be taking on Sabrina's gym. So, with all that said and done, I'd like to thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed this episode, even though it's like excruciatingly long, so I apologize. And I will see you guys for more shortly enough, so catch you then.